You know good today. Look, I am so tired from work and I didn't feel like cooking. I was gonna go out and get something. Then I thought, you know what? I can make dinner really quick and really easy. So I'm gonna show you what to do tonight on You Can't Tell a Fat Man Nothing. We're gonna be making pork and biscuits. That's right. And you have to say it that way. Pork and biscuits. Let me show you how I do it. Follow along. All right. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Get you a black iron skillet and get you a half a stick of butter and put it in the black iron skillet. Get that nice and melted on a medium to low heat. We don't want it to brown, but we do want to get it melted, okay? All right, while your butter's melting, go ahead and get you your meat out that's going to be with your biscuits. Well, we're doing a pork tenderloin. We also love it with a beef tenderloin, but all I have was a pork today. I'm just gonna go ahead and get those diced up, not diced, but just sliced just like that, about an inch thick, just like that. Let me get this finished and I'll show you what else I'm gonna do to these tenderloins. All right, got my pork tenderloins nice and sliced. Throw them into a bowl. And all I'm going to do is season this with garlic salt. You can use whatever kind of seasoning you want. You can do Cajun seasoning, you can do lemon pepper, whatever. I personally, and our favorite is just garlic salt on top of this. And I try to give it a good generous amount of seasoning in here. Just like that. I'll show you what's next. Now my butter is almost melted. Let me show you how to get our biscuits in there, okay? Remember, I told you it's gonna be a quick dinner. This is gonna be a quick cooking dinner. I'm not gonna make my biscuits. I have made biscuits before, but I use Gran's frozen biscuits and just get them. And what I do is I will then take my frozen biscuits, turn them, pass them into the butter on each side. The butter is a little warm to touch, so be careful with that. And I'm just gonna fill my pan with biscuits. Get them nice and buttered. So they're coated on both sides. I still have some butter in there left. I'm gonna stick this in the oven for 350 degrees until they're nice and golden brown. Now while your biscuits are cooking and your pork is kind of marinating in that garlic salt, we can turnip greens. Some people freeze them, but we can them. And so what I do is I just open a jar of turnip greens and put them on to heat. We're gonna render this liquid down until it gets all those turnips cooked. You could put some tasso in it, some sausage, turkey necks, and season up your water to get all that seasoning inside there and put a lid on it and just cook it down to whatever you like. Super simple. Another thing we have in our freezer is some whole corn. Put some corn up this year, so what we're gonna do is just gonna boil this down and put that on our plate. Easy peasy, like I told you. You can't tell this fat man that's gonna be an easy meal with pork and biscuits. All right, we have our biscuits in the oven, we have our corn, and we also have our turnip greens cooking nice and slow. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and prep our black iron skillet, get another one out, and we're gonna put a couple of teaspoons of butter in there, get that melted. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and cook our pork tenderloins. Okay? Let me get this melted. I'll be right back. All right, got my butter melted. I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil to my pan and make sure my pan is hot. And I want to brown my butter, but I do want to get my pan hot. So we put that pork tenderloin in there. You're gonna do a little sizzle. You're gonna cook the pork tenderloin until it gets to about 145, or until you hear your ancestor says in my shop, that thing is burnt and done, okay? It's dead. It's dead. No, cook it to about 145. You don't want to burn it. You don't want it to be overcooked to where it's tough. So take your pork tenderloins, just stick it in there. You hear that sizzle? We're gonna cook on both sides. So it's a nice sear on it, okay? Now once that's searing and cooking, what I like to do is I like to get a bowl, line it with aluminum foil. Once my pork is done or my steaks are done, I'm gonna put them inside there, then seal them up with some butter on top of that. That way it stays warm until your biscuits are done, so you can put everything back together. Now these are tenderloins, so they're not gonna take long to cook, and as you can see, have a nice good sear on the bottom of that. Now go ahead and flip these over. Probably been about 3-4 minutes on those. Let me get all these flipped over. And I'll be right back. Get you a meat thermometer and check your pork. You're 145 or higher. 147. They're done. Ding! Now that they're done, I'm gonna go ahead and take. Got pretty good, nice and seared, juicy's flowing out. All right, I'm gonna take my bowl, like my aluminum foil in, get this out. Plate it up, put some butter on top, seal it. It's going to continue to cook just for a little bit. That's going to keep it nice and warm before your biscuits, so your biscuits get done, okay? They're all nice in there. Got my butter. Now I'm just going to close it up, keep the steam in there for a little bit. Now we're just waiting on our biscuits to put all this together. I almost forgot about my biscuits. They're done. Ooh, I told you I almost burnt them. They're not, but they're nice and toasted, okay? Just a little bit. They're gonna be good anyway. Let me show you how to plate this up real quick. All right, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make some turnip greens. Nice and pretty turnip greens. Look at that. Nice, beautiful greens. I'm gonna throw some onions and some green onions on top of mine. I like to cook it with it, but Cindy and them don't like it. I do. I like onions on mine. And also put some Cajun seasoning, some Best Stop Cajun seasoning, just like that. And then I'm gonna put me off a corn on the cob. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Ooh. And yes, I used the one that I used for turnip greens. Okay, it's okay. I promise you. All right, next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my biscuits. Look at that. Look at the bottom of that. Ooh. I'm gonna take this little spatula and I'm gonna go right in the middle of that. Give me a piece of pork. I'm gonna use a knife. And not only that, I got some fresh tomatoes. On mine, I'm gonna put a fresh tomato and top it just like that. And now you have pork and biscuits. It's gonna be yummy. Let me finish this up, take a couple pictures. I'll be back to try it out. All right, I'm back. Look at that. Does that not look absolutely wonderful? Can't tell this fat man nothing. Look, the beef tenderloins are amazing as well. The pork is superb as well. You can do any kind of seasonings you want. You can do cheese on top of it. You can do an onion on top of it if you want. But look at that. Absolutely wonderful. The buttery biscuit, the garlic salt on the pork, the tomato. Seems fresh, hits just right. Absolutely wonderful. Give this a try. But next time, you can't tell Fat Man Madness.